Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, in this video, I am going to do some kind of storytelling about one of the wars that happened in Rasulullah's era. This war is a famous war, and the story of this war is also inside the Quran. And this war is named the Khandak War or Ahzab War. So why is it named the Khandak War? Well, because it's called the Khandak War because the Muslims make a trench around Medina for defending Medina against their enemies. The word trench, if translated to Arabic, is called the Khandak. Because of that, this war is called the Khandak War or the Trench War. In this war, Rasulullah and his followers must fight the Quraysh and Bani Nadir who collaborated and sent 10,000 of their men to attack Medina. The Khandak War is started because Bani Nadir, a Jewish clan who lived in Medina, betrayed the promise with Rasulullah that had come into agreement in a charter called the Medina Charter. The Madinah Charter is a constitution that was made by Rasulullah and the leaders of Medina in the first year of Hijrah, or the first year after Rasulullah got into Medina. Before Rasul before Rasulullah and his companions come to Medina, there is a civil war in Medina between the Aus clan and the Khajraj clan. The war ended when Rasulullah came to Medina, and and then Rasulullah made the because Rasulullah made the two clans make up with each other and then bring peace to both of the clans. Uh, Rasulullah ended the civil war because by making a promise or a charter with the leaders of Makkah, I mean Medina, that there will be peace. They will have a defense cooperation, and all the religions there can have freedom to do their own worship, such as Muslims doing Salah and the Jewish do their own thing. But then one day, the Bani Nadir, one of the Jewish clan from Medina, broke the promise because they tried to kill Rasulullah. Rasulullah then decided that they should get kicked out by Medina because they have already broke the promise, or they have broke the Medina charter. But when the people of Bani Nadir heard that Rasulullah was gonna kick them, they refused to go, and then they prepared for war because they got the support from their allies, which are Bani Quraidah and Bani Ghatafan, the other Jewish clans inside of Medina. Because the news that the Bani Nadir wanted to um plan to plan to prepare war against Rasulullah, Rasulullah sent Ali bin Abi Talib, one of his companions, and also his army to surround the village of Bani Najir, about 3 kilometers far from the village of Bani Nadir is about 3 kilometers far from the center of Medina. And when Bani Nadir got surrounded, the help from Bani Quraidah and Bani Ghatafan never came. Bani Nadir become desperate, and because of this they give up. And because of this they decided to give up and then leave Medina to a town not so far away from Medina. Bani Nadir wanted revenge because they got kicked out of from Medina. That's how it actually started. Bani Nadir wanted revenge because Rasulullah kicked them from Medina. The leaders of Bani Nadir come to Makkah and meet with Abu Sufyan, the leader of Makkah. In their conversation, they agree to collaborate and fight against Medina. Now, and Now they have a very very powerful army against Rasulullah with the power of Quraysh and also Bani Nadir. But their power, but they didn't stop there. Their power when grew more with the help from Bani Ghatafan. Abu Sufyan with the leaders of Bani Nadir and Bani Ghatafan will attack Medina that have so much power against the Muslims. The reason why Abu Sufyan wanted to attack Medina is not only because their defeat, because of the Quraysh people's defeat from previous wars, but also because the Muslims in Medina is a threat for the Quraysh trading with the people of Sham, and because the Muslim in Medina, Makkah become less popular as the capital religion of religions. Because of this, the Muslims must be stopped. And the news that Abu Sufyan and also the Bani Nazir clan wanted to attack Medina came to Makkah uh, want to attack Medina spread to Rasulullah. Then Rasulullah quickly planned a strategy on how to stop them. But sadly, uh, no one have a plan on how to stop the attack to Medina. Even Rasulullah don't have a strategy. But then Salman al-Farisi, one of Rasulullah's companion, proposed to Rasulullah that they should make a trench around Medina, a trench where the best battle horses can even pass the trench. Rasulullah agreed to the idea and then commanded the 3,000 men of Medina to make a trench around Medina that have to be finished before the Quraysh and Bani Ghatafan or the Bani Nadir army comes and surround and attack Medina. And after 6 days of hard work, the Muslims finally finished making a trench around Medina, with the length of the trench being 5 kilometers surrounding the entrance to Medina. And the other side of Medina is already guarded by a big mountain that is hard to climb, whether by walking or using the best horses. 10,000 people is so big, even bigger than the whole people living in Medina at that time. And because of this, Rasulullah could only gather 3,000 men to fight against the 10,000 people. In the month of Shawwal, in the 5th of Hijriah, the army of Quraysh and Bani Nadir and also Bani Ghatafan arrived in Medina. This army, the biggest army in the whole of Arab at that time, is also known as Al-Ahzab, which is why this war has another name called the Ahzab War. Because of the trench outside the city of Medina, they surround and because of the trench and also because of the trench, they cannot come into Medina and attack. Now, then the Quraysh decided to surround Medina and try to find a gap to enter. Because they didn't find any gap and can't use any of their infantry or cavalry, they are forced to fight from long range using arrows. The Muslims didn't just stay back and let them attack. The Muslims countered the attack by also fighting them using arrows. There was also of effort to actually pass the trench, and was ever succeeded by Amr bin Abdul Wud and some of his cavalry. But when he got into the city, he must face Ali bin Abi Talib and his cavalry. And because Ali bin Abi Talib is more experienced than Amr bin Abdul Wud, the attack from Amr bin Abdul Wud is successfully countered by Ali bin Abi Talib. Some other cavalry from the Quraysh and Bani Nadir tried to jump off the trench, but they failed and got killed by the Muslims. Days and weeks passed by. Days and weeks passed by. The Quraysh and Bani Nadir army began to fall because the Jews refused to fight in Saturday. But Abu Sufyan forced them to fight. The weather that is cold also made the Quraysh and Bani Nadir army stayed in camp and tried to survive in the extreme conditions. And the support from the Jews at Medina haven't come at all. The Muslim army has already anticipated the conspiracy. After 1 month of surrounding Medina, a storm rise near the camp. The cold wind and extreme weather condition made the Quraysh and Bani Nadir army to suffer even more. And because of this, they have no other option but to fall back. Hearing that the army of Quraysh and Bani Nadir has fallen and back up, Rasulullah sent Huzaifa, one of Rasulullah's companion, to check and see if it is true that the Quraysh and the army of the Jews have already fall back. The Quraysh and it turns out that it's true, but the Quraysh and Bani Nadir army didn't bring all their belongings back. They have left some of their belongings because they fought back in a hurry. This war that has been going for 1 whole month took as many lives as 20 people from both sides. And in the 7th of Zulqa'dah, Rasulullah informed that there will be no more attack from the Quraysh of Makkah in the future. Okay, maybe that's all from me. Thank you so much for everyone that have watched this video. Shukran. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.